Cathy White's true is going to be unveiled. And it's not a man. And that woman died screaming.
Anything else?
Yeah. Show him the tape, Diddy, you got it.
Y'all, while everyone's been focused on the whole Diddy investigation, the investigators have apparently stumbled onto some things that are making everyone side-eye Beyonce and Jay Z. And hold on to your seats because this is where it gets wild. There's supposedly actual footage of what happened to Cathy. Like, an actual tape, y'all. I cannot even process this. But wait, because it gets even crazier. People are absolutely losing it over Beyonce's new song, Daughter, from her Cowboy Carter album. Social media detectives are convinced it's some kind of confession about what happened to Cathy White. I mean, the timing of all this coming out now, it can't be a coincidence. If there's one mystery that's had the internet buzzing for years, it's what really happened to Cathy White. And now, the word on these streets is that we might finally be getting some answers. And honey, when I tell you 3 major names keep coming up in this story, Jay Z, Beyonce, and Diddy, the plot just keeps thickening.
What do you mean she's dead? You know, what happened to her? This was just a beautiful, young, seemingly healthy 28-year-old woman. I was told that she didn't have any health issues, you know, and it was very shocking to hear. And her colleague did not know what happened to her or how she died or why she died, but all she knew is that she was dead. So obviously when I heard this, it was very troublesome and disturbing to find out that this woman who possibly was gonna give me an exclusive story on her affair with one of the most powerful rappers in the world, that's very disturbing, and it certainly is very convenient for Jay Z, isn't it, that she died.
Now let me spill some serious tea about Liz Crowan because this woman has receipts. She was the reporter who was literally this close to getting an exclusive interview with Cathy before everything went sideways. And baby, Liz is not holding back anymore. She straight up believes Jay Z had something to do with what happened. The way she tells it, it's giving real murder mystery vibes. But hold up, because Miss Jaguar Wright just entered the chat with one of her infamous rants, and she did not come to play. She called Diddy out directly, basically telling him to start singing like a canary about what he knows regarding Cathy's death. The way she put it, she thinks Diddy might have helped sweep everything under the rug to protect Jay Z's marriage to Queen Bey herself. Can you even? Let me take you back to 2010 because this is where the story gets juicy with a capital J. Picture this scene. Cathy and Claudia Jordan are living their best lives at Las Vegas Town nightclub, sitting pretty at a VIP table with none other than Jay Z and Diddy. And guess who was conspicuously absent? Beyonce. That's right. Mrs. Carter was nowhere to be seen. They were all there supposedly for the Floyd Mayweather and Juan Manuel Marquez boxing match. But what happened next is what's really raising eyebrows. Sources spilled that Jay dropped a casual $2,500 on Louis Vuitton shoes for Cathy to wear that night. I mean, who buys expensive shoes for someone who's just a friend? But Jay was trying to be slick about it. He allegedly asked Cathy to bring some friends along to make it look less suspicious. Smart or sloppy? You decide. The night didn't end there, though. They took the party to the Bellagio casino, but again, Jay was playing it careful. He made sure Cathy brought her entourage to keep things looking innocent, but honey, in Vegas, nothing stays secret for long. Now, let's dive deep into the Claudia Jordan connection because this tea is piping hot. Apparently, Miss Claudia had quite the reputation in certain circles as someone who wasn't afraid to cozy up to men who were, let's just say, already spoken for. But what's really got people talking is Cathy's own approach to dating. Sources say she was completely unbothered about admitting she only dealt with men who had serious money in the bank. We're talking a minimum net worth of $50 million, or she wouldn't even bat an eyelash. So naturally, Jay Z with his billions was like hitting the jackpot. In 2020, Crazy Days and Nights dropped this blind item that had the whole internet in detective mode. They wrote about this A-list host who'd been keeping her mouth sealed tight about her friend's death, but was starting to have second thoughts. Apparently, she was becoming more and more convinced that this major A-plus list rapper had something to do with her friend's passing. And when I tell you, people figured out quick that they were talking about Claudia Jordan, Jay Z, and Cathy.
So it would not be rare or odd to see a Diddy, a Jay Z, an Eve, this or that, Lil Kim. They would be out there for that. We randomly ran into him. Now, the second time we saw him, he was definitely out there and he had a show. Okay, he had a concert. And he was not paying my friend no mind. Like, we were all there, and he was just like polite. And he was not flirting with no one. There was nothing going on. So I need y'all to stop with this false narrative. A blogger, Jackie Jasper of Hollywood Street King, put this story out in 2008 because he was fed it from my hating ass ex that was trying to ruin my reputation. So he was taking any little things. Oh, she was doing this, he was doing, she's jealous that he hit on her, not her. It's not true, y'all. And y'all running with one source, and then Jaguar gets on and reiterate, brings back up, and y'all believe it. Now, I'm not saying that she don't say some real stuff. I don't know her like that. But when it comes to me, I was never Diddy's girl. And if you had an address, I would serve you. But you don't, okay? If you had an address, I would serve you. Can't serve the homeless. I saw him in Vegas at a party.
But here's where it gets even more twisted. People are saying, and this is wild, that Jay Z actually paid Claudia to deny even being friends with Cathy. I mean, if that's true, can we believe anything that comes out of her mouth? The whole situation is giving very much money talks energy. Speaking of things that make you go, we need to talk about these lyrics from Beyonce's song Daughter on Cowboy Carter. People are dissecting every single word like it's a CIA document. And when you hear these lyrics, Chile, it will give you chills. Let me break it down for you. Your body laid out on these filthy floors, your blood stains on my custom couture. First of all, who writes lyrics like that? And it gets even more suspicious. Bathroom attendant let me right in. She was a big fan. The way it's so specific is making everyone's spidey senses tingle. But wait, because there's more. I really tried to stay cool, but your arrogance disturbed my solitude, and then this part that has everyone shook. Now I ripped your dress and you're all black and blue, look what you made me do. The way these lyrics are written, it's like she's telling a whole story, and people are convinced it's about what went down with Cathy. And that poem she was reciting in her song, Anger? Honey, the internet sleuths are working overtime connecting dots. They're saying she might have been referencing people they had to take care of, including Cathy. I mean, the way everything is lining up, it's giving very much true crime documentary.
If it's what you truly want, I can wear her skin over mine, her hair over mine, her hands as gloves, her teeth as confetti, her scalp a cap, her sternum my bedazzled cane. We can pose for a photograph. All three of us. Immortalized. You and your perfect girl.
Now buckle up, because this conspiracy theory is about to take us on a wild ride. According to what people are saying, Cathy White was pregnant with Jay Z's baby before she died. And just when you thought it couldn't get any more shocking, some people are claiming that Blue Ivy, who we all know as Beyonce and Jay Z's firstborn, is actually Cathy and Jay Z's daughter. The theory going around is absolutely mind-blowing. People are suggesting that Beyonce, and I can barely even type this, might have been involved in what happened to Cathy and is now raising Cathy's baby as her own. And let's talk about those pregnancy rumors that just won't go away, because Chili, the evidence. Remember that infamous interview where Beyonce's baby bump literally seemed to fold in half when she sat down? That clip spread faster than wildfire. Now, Bey did come out later trying to explain it away, saying it was just the fabric of her dress playing tricks on the camera. She called all the speculation crazy, but honey, the internet never forgets. People are still watching that clip on repeat, frame by frame, like it's the Zapruder film. I mean, I'm not saying I believe everything about Beyonce faking her pregnancy or allegedly taking Cathy's baby, but what I will say is that the circumstances around Cathy's death are shadier than a palm tree. Let me break down this timeline because it will have your head spinning. So picture this. Cathy's talking to this major tabloid about her connection to Jay Z. According to insiders who were there, after she spilled some initial tea to them, she decided to play hardball. She apparently called Jay Z and basically said, either pay up or I'm going public with everything about our affair. Now, this is where the timing gets suspicious. On August 28, 2011, Beyonce does that iconic baby bump reveal at the MTV VMAs, right? The whole world is celebrating. It's this huge moment in pop culture, but wait for it. 3 days later, on September 1st, Cathy is found dead. If that doesn't make you go, I don't know what will. Let's talk about Liz Crowen for a minute, because this woman is not letting sleeping dogs lie. She recently went on X and spilled all the behind-the-scenes tea about what went down in 2011 when she was working as a senior editor for Star magazine. Her boss had her digging into these blog posts about Cathy having this steamy affair with Jay Z, and what she found was explosive. When Liz first reached out to Cathy at her job in New York, Cathy played it cool like, Jay Z? Never met him, don't know him. But honey, receipts don't lie. Liz uncovered photos of Cathy living it up with both Jay Z and Diddy at that Vegas club. When she called Cathy back with this evidence, suddenly Miss Thing's memory started working a lot better. If you know what I mean, she started hinting that she might be ready to tell the whole story. But y'all, this is where it gets dark. A few days later, Liz couldn't reach Cathy at work. When she finally got someone on the phone, one of Cathy's colleagues, the news hit like a ton of bricks. Cathy was gone, just like that. And according to sources close to the situation, Cathy had told Jay Z about possibly going public with Star magazine right after her chat with Liz. The timing? Suspicious with a capital S. Now let me tell you about the shadiest part of this whole situation. There are whispers, and I mean loud whispers, that Jay Z had both law enforcement and coroners in his back pocket. Can you believe? Sources are saying there are corrupt coroners right there in New York City who will look at an obvious homicide and be like, natural causes, nothing to see here, if the price is right. And we all know Jay Z has enough money to buy a small country, let alone pay off some officials. An NYPD detective spilled some tea about getting this 911 call from an apartment on West 19th Street in Manhattan. They rushed Cathy to Beth Israel Hospital, and that's where, well, you know, the detective was being super careful with their words, saying they needed to do all these tests because something just wasn't adding up. But here's the thing that makes absolutely no sense. Those autopsy results? Poof, vanished into thin air like a magician's trick. Instead, everyone's supposed to just accept that it was an aneurysm and move on? Please. And just when you thought this story couldn't get any more twisted, here comes Rihanna's former publicist, Jonathan, dropping bombs left and right. He's out here saying the feds have been grilling him about Jay Z. His phone's been blowing up like crazy ever since these stories started making the rounds again, and he's promising to set the record straight once and for all. The way he's talking, it sounds like he's got some serious dirt. Let me tell you about this crazy interview he did. Jonathan revealed that one day, these federal agents rolled up on him in unmarked cars, giving very much Men in Black vibes. They whisked him away to some makeshift interrogation room and started asking all these questions about Jay Z allegedly being involved with Rihanna when she wasn't even legal. And hold on to your wigs, because the feds said Rihanna wasn't a one-off situation, there were others. According to Jonathan, his Instagram has been blowing up since that explosive documentary by Trappin' Ross that DJ Academics featured. And then Jaguar Wright started talking about it too. He's saying what he and William Mosley have been dealing with over the years around this scandal needs to be put to bed once and for all. Talk about spilling the tea. This man is ready to pour the whole pot. The federal task force apparently made it crystal clear they've been investigating Jay Z for allegedly taking Rihanna across international borders when she was underage. Like, we're talking serious federal charges here, and the way Jonathan describes that interrogation room, it's giving very much Law and Order SVU. So here we are now. The feds have apparently been watching Jay Z like hawks for years, and with all this Diddy drama exploding like a supernova, they might finally have everything they need. This isn't just about Cathy anymore, it's about everything. The dominoes are starting to fall, and chilly, they're falling fast. Can you imagine what might come out next? The way things are going, this could be the beginning of the end of Jay Z's empire as we know it. We're talking federal investigations, mysterious deaths, cover-ups that would make the CIA blush, and some of the biggest names in music all tangled up in this web of secrets. What do you think really happened to Cathy White? Will Jay Z finally have to face the consequences of his actions? Was Diddy involved in orchestrating this massive cover-up? And Beyonce, how much does she really know about all of this? Because something tells me she knows a lot more than she's letting on. This whole situation is better than any Hollywood thriller, except it's happening in real life. With the feds involved and people finally starting to talk, you just know this story is about to get even more explosive. Keep your notifications on, because with the way things are moving, bombshells could drop at any moment. And trust and believe, as soon as anything new comes out, I'll be right here to spill all the piping hot tea. Like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated on this developing story, because honey, this is just the beginning. The truth always comes out eventually, and when it does, whew, it's going to shake the whole industry to its core.